Hey guys, this is the Overleveled podcast, episode 11. And guys, we're just going to be doing a quick episode because we don't got many topics to talk about, but the meat of the topic would be towards the ending for the New York Comic Con, like predictions and what's going to be shown there and all of that. So, and first, we're going to start off with some Destiny news, and this is for all those Destiny 1 players, even though they're non-existent because they're playing Destiny 2. But if you were on the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, you get all that DLC that Sony got for their PS3 and PS4 deal, such as weapons, armor, and the maps. Right now, there's 0 players. And I see that a lot of it, meaning a lot of individuals, are pissed off because basically the game's dead and they're finally getting the DLCs that they were supposed to get, like, about, I don't know how long the deal is supposed to go. Maybe it was till this date, which the game would be non-existent. But we'll go around the panel saying our thoughts, and I would say if I were Bungie, I wouldn't have released it because this is just bad PR. If they didn't do it, because everyone forgot about it. Everyone's like, oh, we never got it, but now it's being released, no one's playing the game, and everyone's making a big fuss about it, which I think is very interesting because it's a lot of sites are getting those clicks, and those the console war is raging hard. But we're just going to be talking quickly about our thoughts, and we'll start with Marvel DC fan, because we know you had those rant videos about the Arkham skins never coming to Xbox One and all of that.
Oh yes. Well, what a weird time for that to just kind of come out, right? Like, you think that with this, they either would have had this before Destiny 2 happened, even years before that, or just not even put it out at all. I just find it kind of odd that while Destiny 2 is out and everybody's playing it, now was the time to say to the Destiny 1 players, oh, you know that PlayStation content? Well, I was like, oh, here, have it. That's just odd.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just bad PR. They just shouldn't have done it, because now a lot of people, granted, they're the vocal minority and they don't represent the whole. It's just the internet has a loud voice, and of course the developers are going to hear that. Do I think it's going to do anything for the near future? I don't know. This might happen exactly with the content for Destiny 2, and it's going to come out right when Destiny 3 comes out, or just around that same time frame. But well, I personally think they just shouldn't have done it. It just makes them look bad, and now they're probably regretting it. What about you, Inspector?
I never played Destiny, so I don't think I'm the right person to ask. But yeah, I think they just should have left it alone and just didn't release it, because as you said people just forgot about it and moved on. I think it they shouldn't have just brought it up again, and just adds fuel to the fire. And I don't think it was good for Bungie to do that. But I don't know if it was Bungie's fault or if it was Activision's fault having them push the DLC out. So
we just don't know. They just released it, and
yeah, what a weird time. Was it an announcement, or was it just here you go?
Yeah, it's basically I believe it was. I think it was announcement and the day it was released. So, but no one's on it. So it's oh, well, I'm not playing Destiny 1, but you got the people, getting really mad about it. But what about you, Talati? What do you think?
I just think it's just bad PR, and pretty much, I would say that people would be pissed. Yeah, I think that it's wrong what Bungie did. Their PR guy, what they set out to do, and they should have made it the same time as the PS4, essentially. Even though they got a deal with the PS4, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna have a DLC, do it at the same time as because if it is multi-platform, they should be same time. Never should be one platform one time, another platform 6 months down the line, 3 months down the line.
That's how you don't know how the contract is. Like, it shouldn't have been like this far back.
Yeah.
It'd be like Sony gets it this time, and then Microsoft gets it like 3 weeks to a month later, because that's usually how it works. But with these things, but it's just weird.
Maybe Sony gave him a boatload of money, like a lot of money.
Bungie just back up the dump truck full of money.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Damien? What do you think?
I think they should have either released it earlier, or they should have just left it alone in the first place. And like you said, it just seems like bad PR. So that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Just, short conclusion. They shouldn't have released it. Now they just have bad PR, and people are going to talk about it for probably another week. And you'll probably see some memes about it. So that's going to be some interesting stuff. Another actually big news for PlayStation themselves is Andrew House is leaving PlayStation, and he's like the head boss of PlayStation. He was the person that helped launch the PS4 and put it in that type of direction. And he's been with the company for, I believe, 27 years. And, now he's leaving. Granted, he's going to be like the chairman for a year because of a transition stage of, getting the person, I don't know his name, becoming like that head figure. We don't know anything about him. All I know is he worked on a lot of services like PlayStation with Spotify, and also PlayStation Plus, PS Now. He did a lot with these soft online services, and hopefully that's not kind of this company's vision now, and hopefully it's just getting good quality games. But hearing Andrew House leave is sad, but I think we should look into it as doom and gloom, because he's been in this company for 27 years, and that's like a lot of years for being in a company, and wanting him to do something different. And that's what we should take it, unless we hear otherwise, unless we hear someone speak out and say, oh no, that wasn't the case. Then I'm not hearing that, of course, but there'll be those theorists that'll come out there sooner or later. But no, I wish Andrew House my best wishes, because he made PlayStation successful, and they're on to 70 to 80 million PS4 consoles sold. And he's like this man that fought against DRM and implemented the used games and all that, and not having online DRM, which we all appreciated. Granted, was it a business move? Yes, but it was a smart business move, and it was pro-consumer. And hopefully, he will have make a new business, and that'll thrive as well. Inspector, what do you think about the news?
Basically the same as you. We shouldn't look at it as doom and gloom, and I wish him the best in the future. So,
yeah. What about you, Marvel DC fan?
I pretty much the same thing, really. It's trying not to be all doom and gloom, and I wish him the best for what comes next in his career.
What about you, Damien?
I wish him the best, and yeah, let's not, get all sad about it. I wish him the best.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna quickly, the last gaming news topic that was big relevance that everyone was being hyped for was that Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. And, being a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1. And reason for it being a prequel was because, of course, Red Dead Redemption 1 was literally taking place near the starting of the Industrial Revolution. So, the cowboys and that era would end. And it makes sense to go this route. Personally, everyone's talking about this. Everyone was hyping it up. Did I think it was worth all the hype, leading up to it? I thought it was a decent trailer. Granted, Rockstar makes really good games, so I don't see any, cause to be concerned. It's just that, we only got a minute and a half trailer, so I can't really say. Like, the graphics are great. Facial animation is great. And hopefully we can see more. I was kind of hoping we would see more, but it is what it is. Rockstar tends to do these things. For me, was I a little, disappointed? Yeah, but it is what it is. Marvel DC fan, have you seen the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer?
Honestly, no. I've been busy
Nice.
for the last little while, so I haven't been able to see it, but I want to see it and I hope that it's good. But yeah, that's basically it.
Oh. What about you, Damien? Have you seen him?
Yeah, I've seen it. In the graphics, they look pretty good. I was kind of confused at first of whether it was a prequel or a sequel to Red Dead Redemption, but overall, it looks like a great story and pretty good graphics as well.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Inspector? Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I haven't played the first Red Dead, so I don't really have a big connection to the series.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the trailer was okay. It didn't really show anything, but I guess that was its purpose.
Yep.
So, it didn't really impress me, but it was fine.
Yeah. I do think, though, that this 2018 release date, spring 2018, is going to, be delayed. Rockstar games always get delayed, so there's no surprise to see it get delayed again. It was supposed to come out this year. Now it's coming out spring 2018.
It was actually supposed to come out in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. They tend to delay it twice, their games. So we're probably going to see this in fall of next year.
Yeah, because if I remember, GTA 5 came out in September of 2013, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came out September of next year.
Exactly.
So.
All right, we'll go into the next topic in that transition. I'll do a quick pause and want to say reason why Taladia isn't here is because his internet just got destroyed. So, RIP to my man Taladia.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
No.
I was wondering
Sorry,
what happened.
yeah.
I was even gonna message him, just be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, he was messaging on the YouTube live chat. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're gonna now talk New York Comic Con.
Wait, what? But one thing before
Okay.
the Jeff Johns quote that came out.
Okay.
I want to talk about that. So Jeff Johns had an interview with Vulture, which is a news site or a movie news site, and basically it was him and Diane Nelson, who was the president of DC Entertainment. They're not DC Comics anymore. They're DC Entertainment. So and basically what he said is that we're not for the future of the DC movies, the interconnectivity is going to be a backseat to the movie itself. And people kind of confuse the statement to saying, oh, the films aren't going to be connected anymore, which, I understand people, but people freak out too fast. And I'm like, guys, calm down. If you actually read the quote and didn't focus on 2 words in the quote, he basically said, each movie is going to be standalone. They're still going to be connected to the universe, but they're all going to be their own movie. and there's not going to be like an overarching storyline like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they're basically doing their own thing that's not like Marvel, because whether you've liked the DC movies or not, like they've been trying to do the Marvel formula and it just hasn't worked for them. So like I like this new direction, and I'm looking forward to Justice League, which comes out like in a month and a half, and Aquaman, which comes out next year. Which like I think filming just ended on Aquaman like a month ago. So if things all go well with Aquaman, I think it has a chance of being pushed up because it's being targeted for next year December. So, and it was originally supposed to come out next year July, then it got pushed back to next year October, and then got pushed back to next year December. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the Jeff Johns quote? Do you think people just over exaggerated and just
Oh, of course. I mean,
focus?
you got people always over exaggerating, and it's on both sides. I just don't know. Like, you can just put your I don't know, your fanboy side of who you like best, and just actually read the quote. I do this all the time with just films in general for directors and what they actually mean. But people tend to try to kind of insert their point of view, even though not really looking at what they're saying themselves.
Yeah.
The director. And I just don't understand how you just come to that conclusion. Like, let's say that Matt Reeves quote. I know what he was saying, but I don't know how people didn't understand. Like, saying like, oh, it's going to be a standalone film. Just being its own story, but being in the same universe as the other films. So I don't know. I don't know how people come to a way different conclusion with the what the message was trying to be being sent out.
And this is basically kind of the same situation as what happened with Matt Reeves. People are just misinterpreting the quote. So he did clarify it on Twitter, like the day after. He's like, because the guy on Twitter asked him, like, why are you pulling out the rug from the cinematic universe? Why don't you keep it connected? It's like percent connected. And then, of course, the websites just like twisted his words, and like they always do. They twisted his words with his first quotes. Like you see, like all these websites, like Variety or Hollywood Reporter or The Wrap or Heroic Hollywood, where they're like, "Is this the end of the DC extended universe?" or "DC rethinking their universe?" Like they just like twist the words to fit the headline, and that's the thing. People just pay attention to the headline; they don't actually read the article.
Yeah.
So, because the thing is with all these DC headlines is that they are clickbait. So people have learned to not click on them. But I think this is one of the ones, even though all the headlines are clickbait, that you should have clicked on and actually read the quote, because you would have understood what he was saying if you actually read the quote. Marvel DC fan?
Yeah, like I saw the quote and what he was talking about, and I got it at first, like what he was trying to say, like the whole, like the movies going forward, that like they're connected, but they're trying not to like tell you that. And I think that's obviously an interesting and a fresh idea, because the problem with cinematic universe, like all these cinematic universe these days, is that they try to remind you that it's in a connected universe. Like they push out too many references, and like they have crossovers and stuff like that. And the fact that DC is kind of going in another direction, I think it's actually pretty bold of them.
Yeah. Damien?
Yeah, it's, like the whole Matt Reeves Batman situation, he didn't exactly say that, he's not doing the movie, or like as Jeff Johns' case, like the movies aren't connected, because they are connected. So, and plus it wouldn't make any sense, like if they did movies like live action DC movies that didn't connect to the other films in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm not trying to be a shill here, but like I'm just gonna connect. Like I'm just gonna say what like I like the Marvel movies, but I feel the problem with the Marvel movies, as Marvel DC fans said, is that sometimes I have to consistently remind you that they're in the same universe. And I think that's the main problem with like an overarching story where everything leads up to one thing. Because when you have that, it just seems like the movies are just a cog in the machine. So you have to move forward with it. That's the main problem with Phase 2 for me, is that it had each movie, but I feel each movie was kind of a slave to its after credit scene, because the after credit scene set up basically all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
So I feel that was the problem with Phase 2, because like if you watched Thor, like Thor: The Dark World, the main point of Thor: The Dark World was the Aether, which is an Infinity Stone. The same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, which I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but the whole plot device of that movie was an Infinity Stone. So, and plus even the mid-credit scene for Guardians was Thanos getting the gauntlet. So, yeah, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
all I have to
well,
say.
yeah. No, you were right on the. You hit the nail right in the head. But like, it wasn't the Guardians; it was Age of Ultron, and I think Josh Whedon actually said he didn't want to do that scene. It just felt really out of place because essentially, like I understood what Josh Whedon was trying to say. It's like Thanos had nothing to do with any of Age of Ultron. So it was just like, that was really out of place. I mean, it was cool. Yeah. Oh, he got the gauntlet, but Age of Ultron had some problems. Yeah. Granted, some of it was studio interference and some was Joss Whedon. Like, I didn't understand why Joss wanted to do the whole subplot with Black Widow and Hulk. It just didn't make sense because, like, you watch like Winter Soldier, right? You see like chemistry between Black Widow and Steve Rogers, Cap, and then you just see Age of Ultron. You're like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and like and I think that is the main problem with Age of Ultron, where it was like too much studio interference because they wanted to set up Civil War, and they were also setting up Ragnarok, and they're also setting up all these other movies. So that's the main problem with like with Age of Ultron, and that's also a detriment to Civil War, because with Civil War you have to watch you have to watch Winter Soldier. You also had to watch Age of Ultron and the first Avengers to actually get like the full scope of Civil War. Mm-hmm. So like I'm not bashing Marvel movies by any means. I'm just saying like sometimes it feels like they try to force the interconnectivity on you.
I feel like that's starting to become a problem more than ever, because literally every movie is like team up, set up, and just all throughout it, and you want a story. I mean, like the references are nice, but like try to have a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, like Spider-Man: Homecoming. Even though I really like Spider-Man: Homecoming, it did have Tony Stark, and like Thor: Ragnarok is going to have Hulk, and also I think there's going to be another character in there.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, that's right. It's going to have Doctor Strange, and like Black Panther is reportedly going to have Winter Soldier. So, like, I'm still really looking forward to Black Panther, but I think Marvel should just like cool it with the crossovers. Just have the solo movies actually be solo movies. So.
Yeah, but then also you gotta also think though, because you know how every company wants to differentiate themselves. Then they would accuse then Marvel of doing the DC route of having their standalone films,
That's true.
being separate. So I mean, you can't please everyone.
That's true.
So I don't know if they should stay with their own identity, and DC does the same.
I mean, Marvel has their formula, and their formula works, so they're probably just going to stay with their formula.
Exactly. So
like the movies are not, they make a lot of money, and they're also critically praised. So
besides Thor wasn't.
Yeah, well, Thor was still in the fresh range. It was like in the 60s.
Mhm.
So
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Thor. When I even saw the trailers for both Thor movies, I just never enjoyed them. Granted, I enjoyed these trailers more than I do with
yeah,
when I watched the first two Thor trailers. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the directors they hired.
yeah. Because
Mhm.
what's weird, my main problem with Thor. Now we're just getting off on a tangent,
No.
but but my main problem with Thor is that they can't seem to pick a tone with Thor. They don't know if they want to be like super cosmic and like crazy with it, or if they want to have it dark and grounded.
Yeah,
Like,
wasn't the first Thor. I don't remember if it's Thor 1 or Thor 2 when
the,
they tried
the first,
to be serious.
the second one, Dark World, tried to be like dark and grounded.
Mm-hmm.
The first one tried to be both like grounded and also fantastical.
Yeah.
But I don't think it mixed. And this one's just going like all out, just Guardians type craziness. So, and even then, like if you saw like the first trailer, which came out like at March, April, that time,
Yeah,
like
that was with
it had it had like it had a darker tone, but like it still had like levity to it. The Comic-Con one was just straight jokes all the way through. I'm like, that kind of like puts me off.
I don't know. Like me, I'm the opposite. I'm a hater of Thor 1 and 2, though. No lie.
I'm a bit 50-50 about this one.
Welcome back, Saladia.
Yeah, thank you.
Zombie.
What did I miss then?
Nothing. We're just talking about. We're just going off on a tangent about Thor and like the Jeff Johns quote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you want to have your opinions on the Jeff Johns quote?
Yeah, I just think people take it out of proportion. You know, it's even if it's now not called DCEU, right? It still be called DC films, whether you like it or not. And about the Thor trailer, though, I'm a bit skeptical on that. So, what do you think?
Oh, I was gonna say though, after because Thor for me, I said it and I'll say it again. I dislike Thor 1 and 2 trailers, and I watched the movies. I actually fell asleep on Thor 2 because I didn't see it in theater. I actually rented the movie on PlayStation Videos or something like that. Fell asleep, wasted my money for nothing, and Thor 1 saw the whole thing, but didn't like it. I don't know. This one for me, I'm more optimistic because of the trailers for me. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the tone, like you said, Guardians. Maybe that's the reason I gravitated towards it more than I did with the first Thor trailers. First two of them. But overall, yeah, I was gonna say though, to kind of reel it back and just like a not a theory, but like a question. So, do you think when rebranding it as DC Films, and this is just pure speculation, right? Because you got websites, running some interesting articles saying, about these different like elseworld stories possibly being made.
Yeah, I do think that.
Is that the reason why they are kind of calling it DC Films?
I don't think so, because I think that's a totally separate thing.
No, I think that's I think that's a total separate.
No, but I'm just saying as rebranding wise, not just for DCEU, just DC Film. You know what I mean?
DC Films. I think it sounds a lot better than it calling it DCEU, because here's the thing: it's different films, right? It's not I know it's an extension to. But the thing is, they're not making, Wonder Woman join up with Batman or Superman joining up with Flash in a Flash movie, are they? Besides the Flashpoint movie, are they?
Yeah, but is Flashpoint Justice League 2 or is Flashpoint Flash? See, that's the main question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
People are having.
I mean, didn't they say, wasn't the rumor or speculation Wonder Woman is supposed to be in it?
Flash. It's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
It's confirmed. Now it's just
the rest of the cast.
Aquaman is confirmed.
So okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. When you have these characters showing up, it feels more of an event to me than an actual Flash movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Granted,
my problem.
granted, maybe it might be akin to like Civil War for Captain America, but I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like that. I have no idea.
Yeah, because like the main Flashpoint story is, even though it has all these characters, it's mainly Flash and also Batman. But like, it's mainly Flash. But I would have liked it if it was just. I know people are like, make it different from the TV show because the TV show has already done the Rogues and everyone. But I feel they could do like a different spin on the Rogues, because even though the Flash has done the Flash TV show has done the Rogues, they haven't really done the Rogues, if you get what I mean. Like, they've done them separately and they cast them off to Legends because, no offense, but they were kind of disposable on the Flash TV show. Like, they really did nothing.
Yeah.
So
You're just
so they
filler.
they just put them off to Legends, and I like Legends more than most people. But like, and they actually did a cool thing with Heatwave on Legends. So
So it's just unique.
Yeah.
Its own unique thing. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Like, and plus, like, with the budget of a movie, you could actually have Gorilla Grodd for the whole movie and not for like just separate scenes, because for the Flash TV show, like all the episodes they had the Gorilla Grodd, they blew their budget. So that's why they couldn't have Gorilla Grodd for an entire season. Just like a 2-episode arc.
So
if they had it on HBO though, you'd be seeing Gorilla Grodd every day. Because of all the money HBO has. You see damn dragons, huge ass dragons in Game of Thrones. Costs a lot of money. But like, I would like to see though, and just in terms of, do you think it's more viable for TV shows like Flash and just in terms of CGI, go to a more not a I want to say the right terms, because Flash is a TV show, but you got HBO, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, where those are not like actual like TV programs. They are like a TV type of platform that they're able to spend more on budget.
Yeah, but when you're on a cable station, it's
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like HBO.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, would you rather have had, let's say Flash and those superhero shows on those type of platforms?
I mean, HBO is owned by WB, so like, I guess CW is just like.
But isn't Warner Bros. Also owned by they own CW?
They own CW with CBS. They co-own CW with CBS.
Yeah. So they own a lot, but they just I don't know. I'm wondering why CW though.
okay, so
because they're soap operas, and CW is a soap opera channel.
Yeah,
they're basically soap operas, but if you like go down to the core of them, because it's all about like love stories and.
Hold on. I was gonna say, guys, we're going a bit off topic here, aren't we?
Yeah, we kind of went off on a tangent, so let's just get back.
We already have been the entire podcast.
Yeah, so let's get back to like
a real topic. Yeah.
A real topic. Yeah.
So, okay. So here's what I wanted to ask you guys. Right. Okay. So this is a big thing. Now, Justice League trailer is coming up this Sunday, boys. And what are you guys expecting from this trailer? Are you expecting like something related to, the story-wise? Are you expecting, possibly a return from Superman into be in the Justice League trailer, or something else entirely?
I'll take a stab at this. No, we're not seeing Superman. I'm going to say right here, I'm going to be bold enough to say it. We're not going to see Superman.
I actually didn't want to see Superman at all in the new trailer.
Sorry. Continue, Redhead.
Okay, so I was going to say, like, that would just make them different. Like, let's say, like, kind of do an analogy, right? Civil War, right? Spider-Man, they kind of, like, showed it off, just to... get people super excited. But that to me, it would make DC different from, let's say, Marvel. They don't show Superman and they make it a surprise in the film. Granted, the hardcore fans know, but it would be cool that casual moviegoers that may have seen BVS go to see Justice League, have seen the trailers, and they haven't seen Superman. So it would be a cool way to do that and show a reveal and not go like Civil War, Terminator, Genesis. And I'll say this about the story. I think story will be under wraps. I think we won't see much about the story. I think it's just going to be like some new scenes. Yeah, like the last one. I think they learned their lessons from BVS in terms of was it the final trailer that showed everything, or was it the second?
No, it was
second trailer.
One. It was the second
one.
Doomsday. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's just they're not going to do that. It's going to be very little story, and you're going to just see some cool some little action scenes here and there, some dialogue between the team, and maybe some more music.
Oh my God, it's Doomsday.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say that.
Other than that, usually, that trailer is probably going to be the final representation of the film. I mean, they got a month left.
Less than a month, actually.
Yeah. So I really don't see that'll be kind of the set tone for the film, set visual representation, cinematography, everything. So I expect a very entertaining trailer.
Yeah.
Marvel DC fan?
I mean, for the most part, I'm expecting, some new clips and that kind of stuff, like small action bits. But like, there's actually one thing I want to see, but I doubt they'll actually put in. I want them to have like I want them to have like a reveal moment, but instead of Superman, just have Green Lantern come in, like kind of elaborated on like the end of the last trailer. Like just Batman's like, oh, like here he comes, and then all of a sudden Green Lantern's just flying in. I would want to see that. Like instead of just spoiling Superman, like just have that instead of Superman come in. But I know they're not going to do that.
Yeah. So
and Damien, got your opinions and thoughts on the Justice League trailer 3? What are you expecting? The final trailer, and what are you expecting from it? And are you very excited by this?
I'm excited. I expected this. I don't want them to show Superman in the trailer, but I think we're gonna get like a little glimpse, like his boots or his cape or something like that. And I kind of expect them to show more of Steppenwolf. Not too much of the story. Yeah, some new dialogue. I don't expect anything about a Green Lantern. I think they'll save that for the movie. And yeah, I can't wait for this trailer. I just hope, it's a good trailer. I'm hyped for this movie.
Hope is the keyword. Remember that. Hope is the keyword, guys. So New York Comic Con is this weekend.
Not me.
Oh, what about Spectre? I was gonna say, man.
Go on.
You're leaving me out of it. I didn't get to talk.
Inspector. That's right. Inspector, go on. Get your say out there, man.
What I'm expecting is I think it's going to be a little bit shorter than the last Comic-Con trailer. I think it's going to be around like 3 minutes instead of 4, maybe like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think, as we said, I think we're going to get new clips. I think we're definitely going to get more Aquaman, and we're definitely going to get more Flash.
Do you think we'll get a new theme tune? Do you think Danny Elfman would have a theme tune ready for us?
I think they're still going to use the hot. I think they're still going to use for trailers. I think they're still going to use the Hans Zimmer temp tracks, just to put them over the trailer.
Okay.
But like, I think we're definitely gonna get more Aquaman and Flash, since supposedly in the screenings, Flash was like the big thing that people walked out of saying, yeah, Flash is the big like scene stealer in the movie. So So I think we're going to see more Flash, more Aquaman, maybe more Wonder Woman. But I think the last trailer was focused a lot on Wonder Woman. So, which makes sense. Which made sense. My bad. But yeah, I think we're going to get probably more Steppenwolf. Probably actually get like a full shot of Steppenwolf, since we didn't really get a full shot of Steppenwolf in the last trailer.
No.
And we got like a picture of his boot, but we didn't really get a full.
We didn't get a full showing.
And in terms of Superman, I think they're just going to show the hologram again, like the one that they showed in the last trailer. People, is it Supergirl or Superman? Like it's totally Superman. But I think they're just going to show the hologram again, and I don't think they're going to show Green Lantern. Because that's too big of a reveal.
Damn.
So okay, so that's interesting. So switching gears though, guys, and this is something interesting. Red Dead Redemption 2, the trailer which was revealed just last week.
We talked about this in Mario.
Oh, you've talked about that. Okay,
yeah, I haven't. Just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, give us your thoughts, because you.
I never got my say on that. Okay, so my thought on that is simply, it's gonna be amazing. Obviously, I am getting this good vibe again on it, but I'm very concerned about how it would turn out, because it could possibly turn like a GTA type of thing, where you'll get everything, like what GTA does now. Like they get
online.
Yeah, like how the online mode is. It'll just be non-stop.
Dead online.
Yeah, so I'm just a bit concerned by that. But other than that, I'm very, very pleased with what they've done. So that's what I think about Red Dead Redemption 2 for the trailer. But I think it'll probably come out though. Obviously, it's coming out in 2018, but I don't think it'll come out first quarter. But I do think it'll be an August released.
Yeah, dude. No lie though, like they haven't. I think they announced an online. I think they said there's online.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like GTA. My only concern is every damn time I try to play GTA online, I feel like this is gonna happen when I play Red Dead Redemption 2 online. I buy myself like some new clothes and I'm looking fly, and I get out of like the building, and then I get like shot up. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then every single time I always die, and I'm just like, I rage quit. I throw my controller.
God damn it.
Exactly. I throw the controller, I break it in half, and I punch the TV right in the screen, like
Cap did with Artem Zola in Winter Soldier. Just punch the screen,
punch it right there.
Crack it.
So okay, so you guys have talked about that. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I want to bring up to your attention, guys, is Rocksteady. Now, if you guys don't know, Gazdev, who is the marketing director for Rocksteady Studios, tweeted out that be patient, guys, that they have something in the works, and that it'll be mind-blowing when they show it to us. Now, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this and what it possibly could be, meaning the fact that, there has been, previously, in about 5 months ago, we did have it, Reddit post, and that he replied on that. And on top of that, we've also had Gazdev as well replying to somebody else on Twitter stating, oh, we can't show you concept art or anything like that on Twitter. So yeah. What do you guys think? Got any thoughts, opinions on this?
I'll say this. I think everyone thinks. Rocksteady has always, expressed their thoughts and what they would like to make next after the Arkham series. They said it was Superman. Say they want to make a Superman game. I think they always hinted at that. My thing is though, I trust them, but it gets to that point where it's a very hard concept to execute well. Like, you can make a game, right? And it could be either great, good, meh, bad, or complete and utter shit, like Duke Nukem, right? And Rocksteady has a lot to lose if the game isn't good, because they have this trust with consumers because they made an amazing franchise, which was the Arkham games, and they're tackling something that is very hard to do, and there's going to be a lot of balancing issues, and just to create something like side quests also that has balancing issue depending on enemies, and not to make like things super ridiculous as well. So like I would like to see their version of that game come into fruition and see how it's going to turn out, because you could have like they could have done other games, right? They could have made a Green Arrow game, a Wonder Woman game, but they're doing one of the hardest superheroes to do, along with like Flash, right? That's like a very hard concept to execute as well. But I totally think it's gonna be Superman. I think a CGI trailer's being made now, possibly this year, ending of this year, either Game Award show, which I think is very very likely, and then a slight chance if it doesn't show at the Game Awards, they show at PSX, but a very slight chance because Jeff has like I believe a good relationship with Rocksteady, and they showed off the Arkham City CGI trailer at the Video Game Awards show back in like 2000 and I don't know if it was 10.
2010.
Yeah.
2010. Yeah.
Actually, the teaser trailer for Arkham City was in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Literally like 5-6 months after
Asylum. Yeah, 5-6 months after Asylum came out. But that was a teaser trailer. It didn't reveal the title. People just called it Arkham Asylum 2. But then a year later, they like did a Game Informer article, and then they put the trailer on the game.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. What I think the game is going to be. Yeah, it's a very daunting task. So good luck for them.
Inspector.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Superman. I don't think they would tease it up just for it to be another Batman game. So, and as Red Hood said, it's going to be hard with the balancing, and they're going to have to rebuild an entire new city from scratch because Metropolis is nothing like Gotham. Like, they're still tall buildings, but look, they're going to have to instead of gliding mechanics, they're going to have to do flying mechanics.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to do like the heat vision and the super breath and all that stuff. And they also might have to like decrease his invulnerability, or maybe have people shoot kryptonite at him, not bullets. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot of good stories they can take inspiration from, like Brainiac, or I don't think they'll do Secret Origin, but like maybe Brainiac, or maybe like Ending Battle, or like all those different stories. And I think the main, like, I don't think the main story will be the problem. I think it will, like Red Hood said, I think it will be the side quest that will be the problem. Because, like, for Arkham Knight, I think the main thing that held Arkham Knight back was the side quests, because it was basically like Ubisoft side quests. I like calling them that because it's like towers and like different things that you had to go like all around the city.
It was very repetitive.
It was very repetitive. Yeah, and I mean, games by nature are repetitive. It's just how you use that repetitiveness to make it fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think the CGI trailer is coming. Maybe at the Game Awards, maybe at PSX. They're like right next to each other, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's either way. So.
Okay, Marvel DC fan?
A part of me, like Rocksteady, a part of me wants them to make a Superman game to see what they kind of do with it, but another part of me wants them to go outside the box a little bit and make like their own intellectual property. But like, I know for a fact that it's probably going to be Superman, and I know that it's going to be, like, I trust them, but I know it's going to be a difficult task. And I think I said this during the last podcast or the last couple, but like for a Superman game, like you have basically God of the DC universe. Like, what do you do with that? How would you do that from a gameplay perspective? Like that's just really difficult. And like the previous Superman games kind of failed with that aspect.
Okay. Damien?
Alright, so I believe Rocksteady are working on a AAA DC video game. It could either be Superman or the Flash, but I do believe it's more likely that they're gonna use Superman. And the side quests and all that stuff, yeah, like Superman is an OP character, so it seems hard. This isn't gonna be easy for Rocksteady to accomplish, but I believe we can trust in Rocksteady. I believe that before Arkham, there wasn't really a perfect Batman game, and Rocksteady excelled at it, and that's why I trust Rocksteady. I believe they're working on Superman, and I can't wait.
Okay. Here's what I think, guys. My thoughts are that Superman is being made by Rocksteady, and that because that WB Interactive probably said to Rocksteady, hey, you guys have done Batman, you've done really well, and now is the time for you guys to work on Superman, see if you can build a really interesting game. So that's the case with that. And I do believe it's coming out next year. Now, in terms of the trailer, though, I think it'll probably be at either VGAs or PSX. Just given the fact for them just to come out like that and actually say something, and they haven't really come out and said, "Hey, we're going to make a we haven't got any games ready." They haven't done stuff what WB Montreal have done. They haven't said anything. They've legit come out, which I do think that because of that, I think that they have something ready for us by the end of this year, which potentially could mean at the VGAs or PSX we will get a CGI trailer that will lead up for possibly a possible release for next winter or next summer, which will be a Superman game. I do believe that. E3 time will probably get a demo of some sort. I do think that as well. So that's what I believe about Rocksteady.
Wait, Tali, I got a question for you. Do you
Yeah.
think with Justice League coming out like a few weeks before like the VGAs and PSX, do you think Rocksteady are going to start heavily teasing by the time Justice League comes out in theaters? Or since Batman is like a big focus of that movie, and like Batman and Superman,
Superman will be heavily teased, and I think because here's the thing: next year is a big year for Superman. 80th anniversary, 30th anniversary, 80th anniversary for Superman, 30th anniversary for the Superman Christopher Reeves movie. The Death and Return of Superman movie will be released next year as well. And
Man
as
of
well,
Steel.
yeah, no, oh yeah, Man of Steel 2 would be its 5th anniversary. So that also comes into equation, and on top of that, the Doomsday Clock, which runs between November throughout till the end of when does it finish? Doomsday run?
Doomsday
Clock run
goes from this November to next October.
Okay, so then there is a possibility then because of that it's a big thing. I do think that we could get something from that just because of the basis of them doing all this types of thing for Superman and just based around him. I do think that Rocksteady will have something for us, and I have been right so far. Being that there's no Batman game as of yet being announced by WB Games. And I know that there has been other people saying, "Oh, there's a Batman game coming from Rocksteady." There hasn't been. So, and I know a lot of people saying, "What about a Justice League game?" It's not going to happen. It'll be too hard for them to do a Justice League game, especially around the Flash, around Wonder Woman. And I think for them, they would need one character at a time to build on. So possibly in the future, they would do a Justice League game. Maybe give them about 5 or 6 years, I would say. So that's what I think about Rocksteady. But besides that, other games though, I do know that WB Games Montreal are working on a Batman game, and that brings me on to this next topic about WB Games Montreal. now, well, kind of officially, but they posted a job listing stating that they have a job opening for, one of their biggest IPs for the DC Comics universe. Now, that kind of confirms it to be Superman. Not Superman, sorry, Batman. Now, I want to get your thoughts on this, though, guys, that, for them, not only posting that on their website, but also on top of that, posting on Facebook that they have new employees at the company. So I'll start with, Red Hood. And then we'll go down the line.
Yeah. I'll say this. Just to make a couple points. It just seems like they're just starting, or this is a reboot of this, remaining project. I don't think we'll see this game for another 3 years.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, though, I think the Arkham series will start to dwindle a bit in terms of, the interest. And what I mean by that is there hasn't been a Batman game since, not counting, of course, Injustice, but since Arkham Knight, for a while. And personally, Warner Bros. Games Montreal, I feel, are incompetent. I feel that they aren't inspired to do great work. They're just forced to do work. They don't have the heart to make a good game, and they like to make a bunch of glitches for their
Like
launch games.
Yeah.
And and to me, the story was very uninspiring for Arkham Origins. A lot of plot holes and all that. So for me, this game is just a hard pass. It's like they just should just find another developer. I would not, I would be super interested if Monolith, the people that make Shadow of Mordor and Shadow War, makes a Batman game. I would actually be excited for that. But Warner Bros. Games Montreal, sorry, man.
You're like, nah.
These guys haven't proved themselves, and
yeah,
I thought they would prove themselves Batgirl DLC, and they didn't even do that. So,
or even the Suicide Squad game, which got cancelled. Inspector. Now that they've kind of said that they've got an IP open job listings on their website and the Facebook post that they posted yesterday.
Yeah, the problem is, like, I agree with Red Hood where, like, there was, like, a lot of problems with Arkham Origins. Like, the story was, like, kind of, like he said, uninspired. A lot of the continuity errors that they made, which Rocksteady tried to fix but couldn't really. And, like, they already have 400 employees. Why do they need more? That's just going to create, I think, laziness in some people, because you have, like, Rocksteady has half as much. I think they have like 150 or like 160.
139.
Yeah. So yeah, they're a really small team, and yet, like, the time between, like, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City was 2 years. And, like, I know some people prefer Asylum to City, but the City is my favorite. Arkham City is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
So and it's crazy that they can make that much of a quality jump in 2 years. And Arkham Origins came out in 2013, so that came out by 2018, five years ago. So I think people will just like lose it. Like, I think people are just like continually losing interest in WB Montreal and more focusing on Rocksteady, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think more people will be interested in where Rocksteady goes than where WB Montreal goes, because, to be honest, WB Montreal is a second string studio. So, like,
so you think as if
there's a lot.
They haven't got nothing to prove, really.
They have nothing to prove because they've already proven what they can do, and it's just a low bar for them to get to. Like, even if the game is, like, good, that's still, like, just Like the Rocksteady games are like up here, and then like WB Montreal is just like down here. No offense to the fans of Origins, because I know there's fans of Origins out there. It's just that.
So
Yeah.
okay, Marvel DC fan, opinions and thoughts of what I just said about the new job listing and as well the post on Facebook.
For me, it's just like, to keep it kind of short, is like, wait till they have something official, and then if I don't like it, then I don't like it. But like, yeah, I feel like WB Montreal is, yeah, it is kind of like a second string studio, and like they should just kind of stay that way. Like they really got nothing to prove or anything, and I feel like they'll just make themselves look bad even more with this upcoming game. So,
Okay, Damien, your thoughts and opinions on the stuff?
Well, I kind of guessed for like about over a year now that they were WB Games Montreal were working on a Batman game, and I've been excited about it ever since. But now I'm starting to get a little bit, less confident in them. And you could say it's about the leaks that have came out about the game, but it's really saying something. And Rocksteady, who has 139 members
Mm-hmm.
of their team, can get a game out faster than WB Games Montreal, who have about over 400 members of their team. Honestly, I I want this game to get announced at PSX this year, but I seriously doubt it. And I do agree with you, Taladia. I do think that this game will be released in 2019. But I'm glad they announced that they're actually working on a DC game, a AAA DC game. They announced it for a while. It sucks that Suicide Squad got canceled, but I don't know. I liked Origins because of their boss fights and how they added in multiplayer. But other than that, yeah, Origins wasn't really that fun. So that's why I hope they add in a new Arkham or Batman game that they're working on, and yeah, hopefully they can announce something real soon.
I'll say this: does it truly suck though that we're not gonna get a Suicide Squad game? Because of course, going by
the leaks sounded pretty
the
bad.
leaks and the executives playing the games and saying it was really really bad and
Well,
putting the
maybe
plug.
I just probably wanted another DC game to play, but
And
yeah,
plus, there's sorry, Damien, and plus there's
it's
still kind of
alright.
distinct from the movie, which like it or love it or hate it, there's still like a stink on it. So I think people.
I wasn't really interested in the product to begin with, so I really
Yeah,
didn't have much to.
Me neither.
yeah, I agree.
Like
Yeah.
when
I
I
was,
first heard Suicide Squad, I'm like, really?
yeah, I was like,
Yeah, that was my first
I'm like,
impression.
really? Are you guys going for a Suicide Squad game? I thought you guys would be going for another Batman game and just focusing on that besides the Suicide Squad game. Forget the Suicide Squad game. Focus on something related to improve your studio, not degrade it to such a degree that they'll cancel the game just like that. That's the way I feel about WB Games Montreal. I think it's got to the point now that their company is got down to such a standard that even unknown common people who don't know anything about video games, or common people that actually play video games but they don't know nothing about comic book side of things, they're like, oh, forget WB Games Montreal. What do they have to offer? So that's what I think about that. And I think I do still believe Rocksteady will make something and they'll smash out the park. I do think that. I
Yeah,
mean, they have done it before, so they can do it again. Just gotta
yeah.
you just gotta be patient with them.
I just hope this game doesn't get canned as well, because most people who comment on WB Montreal's posts nowadays, they just want the Batman game, and
Hmm.
and I'm one of those fans who want another Batman game, and at first I was kind of happy that Suicide Squad got canceled, so they can work more on this Batman game. But now it's kind of regret that. But the game didn't sound good in the first place. I was more interested than in the Superman game that got leaked. But yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much what we have to say, guys, in terms of video game news and also about Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. Is there anything else you want to add to anything?
Well, we didn't really talk about the New York Comic-Con. So, besides, discussing Justice League being shown on Sunday, I would like to really say, though, of course, we'll do predictions what's going to be shown. We've gotten posters of, I believe we got a shot of Luke Cage Season 2 of Misty having, people who haven't seen Defenders, spoilers, she gets her robot arm, right? You see that in Luke Cage, so she's going to be in Season 2. We see Jessica Jones having a poster. I believe that's the first show for Marvel Netflix that's coming out next year. And we're seeing, I think, a Hulu Marvel show. I don't know what it is, Runaway or...
Yeah, it's Runaways. And then they had a poster for Cloak and Dagger.
And Cloak and Dagger's Freeform, right?
Yeah.
So,
Red Hood, sorry to interrupt you, but breaking news, because of the Vegas tragedy, they're pulling Punisher from New York Comic-Con. They're not showing it.
Yeah.
Which is smart by them.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's smart. And plus, with this tragedy, I think they're going to push Punisher to 2018. I think that's the smartest thing to do, because even if it came out next month, this story would still be this Vegas story will still be hot.
Yeah.
I think it would be smart of them to move it to January or February.
Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, no, I could see them
because the Punisher is a mass murderer. There's no way around it.
That's true. I mean, that's some news because fans are gonna be a little bit upset. About not being able to see it, but PR and not trying to be associated with it is a smart move. And I'm wondering if Marvel will do it or not. So a lot of people
only time will tell, right?
Yeah. It'll be interesting if they do push it in their intended release date, right? And see the response, and if not, or they're gonna push it back. That's gonna be interesting thing to watch and look out for. I do want to say though about the Freeform, right? Cloak and Dagger. I feel Freeform such a how can I say this? A really shitty channel station for really bad shows. So I'm wondering why Cloak and Dagger's on it. I'm not gonna try and say is it gonna be shitty
because it's an ABC subsidiary channel.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering. I mean, granted, maybe is it because of Inhumans and other things like that? Maybe they might have guessed that Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. weren't doing so well, and they were gonna put on Freeform. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm just I hope it's not indicative to its actual quality, because if it is, man, because a lot of Freeform shows are utter trash, and I can't watch it. I can't watch any Freeform show. It's just very impossible in terms of quality, in terms of acting, and all of that. Because I see some YouTubers, actual YouTubers, in a Freeform TV show. And that's kind of indicative to the quality for me. But what do you guys think about having this show on Freeform, and what else Marvel is going to put out for their TV division being shown?
I guess I'll go first. For Freeform, yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why they're putting it on Freeform. I guess since I said it, like it's an ABC kind of subsidiary channel, because Freeform was originally ABC Family. So, and I guess since both Inhumans and Agents of Shield are both on ABC proper, that they just moved it to Freeform. And like, I'm not interested in Cloak and Dagger, and Cloak and Dagger have never really been relevant in the comics. Like, the only time they were relevant was in Civil War, I think. Other than that, like, they've never been relevant in the comics. And I know people will argue about that, but and also like Inhumans got canceled. Like, we could talk about that too, because Inhumans got canceled even before the first season ended, which is kind of sad.
My boy.
Yeah.
What is Steve Buck, man?
Yeah.
Steve Buck. Add it again.
And also Agents of Shield. There's a thing with Agents of Shield where just like where agency wanted to cancel Agents of Shield, but Disney was like, nope. Keep it going. So the posters are cool though, because they're all drawn by comic book artists. So like the Jessica Jones one is drawn by Joe Quesada, and I don't know who the other ones are drawn by. But the posters look cool. As I said, I'm not interested in Cloak and Dagger. I'm not interested in Runaways.
Oh yeah, Runaways is on Hulu. So you guys, if you're
Runaways is on Hulu. Like I'm not gonna sub to Hulu just to watch Runaways.
I can't watch Hulu.
And like I couldn't get through the first season of Jessica Jones, and I never got back to Luke Cage. So
I love Jessica Jones for some reason. I knew like it wasn't going to be like Daredevil or anything like that, and it was like a psychological thriller at its
It was
core.
more like a crime drama than.
Well, no, I felt like it was more psychological though.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess it was
crime drama.
I guess it was just the pace that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I didn't really like Kristen Ritter that much. I thought she was really wooden in her performance, but.
Hey, man, you messing with my girl? I'll fight you now.
No, like I'm not messing with her, but
fight.
Okay.
But no, in all seriousness, though, I think Luke Cage. Like, okay, for me, it's like the first half was good, and then it just fell off like a nosedive off a cliff. And it was a certain action that happened. It just like. I don't know if it was just because they switched villains and it just the second villain just wasn't, right word to say it, appealing, good, charismatic. He was very outlandish, cartoony, and I don't know if it was his acting, because supposedly he's a good actor, or the direction that the show wanted him to go in, and I think it's. Ugh. But all in all, like what you said, though, I probably won't even see Cloak and Dagger and The Runaway. I was interested in Cloak and Dagger initially until then the trailer, and then it's Freeform, and I was like, oh, shit.
Like, the only thing people remember about Dagger is her dagger boob window. Because she has a boob window. In the shape of a dagger. She's Dagger.
God damn it.
All right, what about you, Marvel DC fan? What do you think?
Like, to get like my least favorite stuff out of the way first, I'm not really interested in Runaways or Cloak and Dagger, mostly because I can't watch those channels since I live in Canada. But anyway, the Netflix stuff, like for Punisher, I mean, like if the whole tragedy kind of dies down before then, I mean, maybe they could keep it in that release window, but like if they're still talking about it, I think it would be a smart move to move it till like the beginning of next year. And Luke Cage, the other shows, I'm tempted to see what they do with it, like with Jessica Jones and apparently Kilgrave coming back and or something like that. Luke Cage and seeing Misty with her like robotic arm, and I don't know if you guys saw it today, but there was a picture of they showed Danny Rand in Luke Cage. And they said he was going to make an appearance, so get ready for Danny telling everybody that he's the Iron Fist.
I'm going to laugh. I am going to laugh. I don't know. I always laugh at that scene. I don't know if it's intentional, but it makes my day. I don't know, man. It makes my day.
There was actually tell a short story. I was watching Iron Fist, and it got to that episode where they're all fighting in the rain, and after he's done fighting, like this one guy, and he's telling me, was like, I am the Iron Fist. I was like, I was dying laughing. Like, I couldn't take this seriously. Oh my god. But yeah, like, of course I'm gonna watch all the Netflix stuff because I mean, like, ultimately I find them enjoyable, but yeah, that's basically it, really.
Yeah. Of course, Daredevil doesn't have a fucking panel. Man.
No.
So sad about that. I just want my born again storyline. Want it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Taladia? What do you think?
My thoughts are Defender Season 2. It's going to be interesting to see the trailer. Obviously, and now we know that the Punisher's been taken away for good reason. You know, the trailer's been not going to be at Comic-Con. I think that's kind of a good move on Marvel's part, and as well. But I do think that in terms of Defenders, I think it'll be interesting, you know. Obviously, we got, you know, I did watch season 1, but I didn't like it as much. But I do hope for the second season that it gets me get me back into it and actually get me more interested into it.
What about you, Damien?
I wish we saw like something. I hope we can still see something for Daredevil season 3. But it is what it is. It's a smart move. Delaying taking the Punisher out of Comic-Con. Hope they don't delay it to 2018, but it looks that way. I don't care about the ABC Marvel shows, just the Netflix shows. Iron Fist joining Luke Cage series. Well, get ready for that quote. That's all I can
They
say
said he
about
was on
that.
there briefly, so he's not going to be there the entire season.
I still think you could say the quote at least like a few times. Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones. That's gonna be pretty good to see. And yeah.
All right. My bold prediction, boys. We're going to get an announcement for Blade and Moon Knight. TV show, boom. Greatest announcements
Netflix
of
or
all
just
time. Yeah, Netflix. I think it's going to be Netflix.
hopefully.
Like Blade and Moon Knight, you can't really have it any other way.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to the DC side. TV shows. I don't know.
Wait, are we gonna talk about Marvel movies that we think they're gonna show? Like trailers?
Oh wait, we'll do that like fourth.
Towards the end.
I was going to say, if they do Blade, please bring back Wesley Snipes.
Dude, everyone. I feel like he's getting old though. Like that's just
but like I think I saw like a while ago that he still wanted to do it. Like if they told him like he was doing Blade again, like he would do it.
I mean, though, let's be real. Like the same thing about the Punisher. Like the actor that played him before wanted to do it. Then we got my boy John Bernthal. Mm-hmm. So hey, man, we might get a better actor. Who knows?
Maybe.
DC side of things for TV shows, Arrow's probably getting another, like maybe a sizzle reel or something like that. Same thing with Flash, right? Supergirl I don't give a shit about Supergirl.
Are they really gonna get a sizzle reel this close to the season? because the season starts next week.
No, you know what I mean. Like what they show, kind of like before that. I don't know if it's like a sizzle reel or like maybe it's like a season 5 sizzle reel and a little bit of new scenes for like the show. That's what I mean by that. That they kind of do before that. Yeah, Supergirl, I don't care. Flash is gonna have one, but I'm very not interested in that. What else? Legends of Tomorrow. Anybody that is interested, they might show something.
I am. I'm interested. I like Legends.
I got you, man. They may show something.
Even though the last season kind of ended, but
yeah,
it was. I like the second season up until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested in the crossover because they revealed what the crossover is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool poster.
Yeah, I like that poster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Go on, Red Hood. I don't think you can.
Yeah. No, that's all my predictions. Maybe some more information about Young Justice. Some information.
Possibly,
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Please, God.
Come on. And if we get into more of Young Justice further development, we're probably going to get more information on DC streaming service. So, like, that'll be interesting. I'm wondering how this is going to go. Are they going to, like, put, like, their movies in, DC streaming service, like, let's say, Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, and etc. Because they also own HBO. So this just, I don't know. It's very interesting, to say the least, because, Warner Bros. Owns, like, the movies and stuff, and they work alongside DC. I'm just wondering why not just put it on HBO, like Watchmen's going on HBO. So it's just interesting how they're doing things. If it's very confusing to me. Everywhere it's going different places, just like Marvel. It's like how you got Hulu, Netflix, ABC. It's a bit confusing, to say the least. Any more predictions on DC's side of things for TV, or what you're interested in?
Probably Black Lightning. They'll show something.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, Black Lightning.
I don't even think I've even seen the trailer for it.
They might talk about the new Teen Titans series, but just probably like talk about it a little.
Yeah, they'll probably just talk about it.
They basically have the whole cast except for Beast Boy.
So they might reveal Beast Boy there. Who knows? Is that pretty much it, guys?
Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
Basically what you said, but we could also briefly talk about the Doomsday Clock panel, because the Doomsday Clock panel is happening on Friday.
Yep, Friday, Doomsday Clock panel with Jeff Johns.
Yeah, Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, and I think maybe Dan DiDio and Jim Lee, because they're the co-publishers at DC.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get more panels from. We're going to get more panels from the story. They're going to just elaborate on some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Johns has been doing like these really cool videos on like the road to Doomsday Clock the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He basically did one on the process and like did one on like how the story came to be. And it's actually like a really cool like background story on how it came to be. And I can't wait for Doomsday Clock. I also think they might show the cover for issue 3, or the covers, since they're revealing both the regular cover and the variant cover for each issue. And both of the variant cover, both of the covers are being done by Gary Frank, who is also doing the interiors. So I'm really excited. The first issue comes out on November 22nd. So I'm really excited.
Nice. I would like to say, though, this could be a prediction on Watchmen, right? The Doomsday Clock. We all know Dr. Manhattan, Mr. Manhattan, right? He's gonna be in the series. Who do you think? Do we think that it's gonna have a good outcome? Everyone's happy. Do you think it's gonna be a very shit outcome, or a middle in between? And do you think any characters are gonna die per se?
I don't think anybody is going to die.
Okay.
I think since this is not just a Watchmen story, but it's a Superman story, I think like it's not gonna be like a straight up like it's gonna be like Watchmen where like there is action, but it's more like I guess like the story is more contextual than anything. It's gonna be more about ideologies and like because like Superman is all about life and like preserving life
Yeah, and
and
we also
and
I was gonna say
Dr. Manhattan is more like nihilist and
yeah,
like
but
thinks life should end.
but we're getting into though a possibility of maybe Superman's ideology kind of shifts though, and the story is coming,
Maybe
coming.
but every time his ideology might shift, it doesn't because he has like a strong moral like height like
Yeah, I know what you mean, but like he's never been put in this type of situation. You know what I mean? Not regarding
I know
Watchmen, but you know what I'm talking about in terms of that. He's not. It's a kind of mind fuck. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. He might shift a little towards this. Maybe he comes back throughout the story, or something like that. We just don't know, and I'm just wondering if it's going to be like a type of battle of ideology, and I'm just wondering how it's going to all play out, and because like I'm just wondering how it's going to come. Like, I'm very interested in that because, granted, there's going to be little fighting, I feel. You'll have some action scenes, what you're saying, but it's going to be more centered on the dialogue, the story, the character development.
Yeah, like if you've read Jeff Johns' Superman stories, it's basically that. It's more about themes and less about action.
No.
Like, if you've read, like, Secret Origin, which is just Superman's origin, it's all about just, like, how Superman got his morals, and also, like, Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. It's more about, is Superman just, is he an immigrant, which he basically is. And basically that whole story is, like, there's this guy called Earthman who basically is saying on Earth in the future where the Legion of Superheroes is, Superman was a human. He wasn't from another Earth. And he forced that opinion on everybody else. So basically they taught a lie in schools saying Superman was like American and from Earth when he was not. He's an alien. So Jeff Johns knows those like ideologies and ideas and themes of Superman. So I think he's going to do it really well in Doomsday Clock, especially against the ideologies and themes of Dr. Manhattan, who's the complete opposite of Superman.
But do you think vice versa? Like, who do you think will change the other's mind? Like, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say they'll stay.
I think there's no changing Dr. Manhattan's mind.
Yeah,
I think he's just done. I think there might be a slight shift in Superman, but I don't think there's going to be a big shift in Superman. I think there might be a really slight tweak to Superman, and I don't I don't want to go that far because I know there's hardcore Superman fans that don't want to see that, but like I'm a big Superman fan, and like I don't want to see it, but if it services the story, then it's fine.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you think? Let's say some of the action scenes, right? We're not gonna have many, right? Let's say once we do have said action scene, it's gonna probably mean something in terms of thematic for the storytelling purpose. In terms of power, power and strength and level, do you think they're gonna have to, make Dr. Manhattan weaker? I mean, we've seen his capabilities and like the button and stuff like that. Or you think they're gonna keep the strength is still the same?
I don't think there's gonna be a fight scene between Superman and Dr. Manhattan, because the thing is that Dr. Manhattan doesn't really fight physically because he just like disintegrates everyone.
Yeah, that's.
So I think more of the action is going to be like ground level, when there is action. I don't think it's going to be like with Dr. Manhattan, because that's just, even for Superman, that's like an impossible battle. Because Dr. Manhattan, like Superman is like an analogous to God, but Dr. Manhattan is God.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I'm really interested in. I know a lot of people don't like when like other writers use Alan Moore's stuff. But I think it's in good hands with Jeff Johns, because Jeff Johns is an amazing writer. And plus, like, we've seen covers with like Ozymandias' hand on Lex Luthor's shoulder, and basically it's going to be like a meeting between Ozymandias, the smartest person in the Watchmen universe, and Lex Luthor, one of the smartest person in the DC universe. So I think that'd be really interesting, and maybe this will shift Lex's character to be. I think the biggest shift is going to be with Lex, because I think Lex is going to shift more into the bad guy role, because he's been a good guy since Darkseid War. I think this is Jeff Johns' way of just slowly bringing him back to the bad guy role, like classic Lex Luthor. Because I personally like the good Lex Luthor, but I knew it wasn't gonna last. So he's actually been good ever since the end of Forever Evil, not Darkseid War. But so he's been good ever since, like, for 4 years so far. So I think they're gonna shift Lex Luthor's character, and yeah, and Jeff Johns also said that it's not going to be like this silly crossover where it's just a bunch of fighting. Like, I think it's going to be a war of ideologies, not just between Superman and Dr. Manhattan, which is going to be like the main ideological conflict, but also Rorschach and Batman. Because like I know that like Night Owl is kind of like the analogous to Batman, even though he's an analogous to Blue Beetle. Because all of the Watchmen characters are based off the Charlton characters. Like Dr. Manhattan is Captain Atom. Like, I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but a little bit of history. There used to be this company called Charlton Comics, and they own characters like Captain Atom and The Question, and like the Peacemaker, and those were all the character concepts. Well, not the concepts, but like the character like things for the Watchmen characters. But like Charlton got bought by DC, so those characters got like put into their universe. So yeah. Because yeah, I'm really interested in that, because Rorschach, there's actually a lenticular cover of Rorschach where it's Rorschach, where it has like regular Rorschach, and then like the ink blots form like the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman logos.
Oh yeah,
and that's a really cool lenticular cover. So
I'll be copping that.
Yeah. So
I copped all the button lenticular covers. So
yeah, and like this is so weird, because this might be the first time where I get like 3 copies of the same book just to get all the covers.
Damn.
Because I usually don't do that, because like there's the regular cover, and then there's the variant cover, and then there's the lenticular cover. So, and all of them are being done by the same artist. All of them are being done by Gary Frank. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Doomsday Clock. Can't wait. So.
I'll also say real quick, and then go to the movie set. Pick up the White Knight, right? That came out today. I think another. I thought another Dark Days came out.
Yeah, it was the Dawnbreaker, the Green Lantern Batman.
Yeah, and
came out.
What else? Batman Rebirth issue came out.
Yeah.
And
wasn't a fan of that.
What else? Trying to think of the comics I got.
I got Batman, I got Dawnbreaker, I got White Knight, I got Green Lanterns, and Injustice 2 came out, and also, yeah, that's pretty much all that came out.
Yep. All right. So, any guys, you any comments on Doomsday Clock? What you want to see? What you're interested in?
Me personally, I'm just excited by seeing what it has. Well, obviously it's a continuation from DC Rebirth, but I want to see if how Doomsday will take into effect.
Yeah, I got you.
And plus, to go back, I don't know, like if anyone wants to get spoiled, if you haven't read Oz Effects yet, but Jor-El is Mr. Oz.
Yeah.
So.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I already said
Totally
that.
spoiler. I mean, you're listening anyways.
Yeah. The story started a month ago, so it's your fault if you haven't read it yet. So and also
Shame
Tim Drake
on you.
came back. Yeah. and also Tim Drake came back. So I'm really happy about that because Tim Drake is my favorite Robin. So
Yeah. What about you, Marvel DC fan? How about Doomsday Clock?
I mean, of course, like I'm excited to see, like what they do with it, like the kind of clashing of ideologies and how I want to see like the aftermath of what happens and how it affects the DC universe going forward. But honestly, that's basically it.
Yep, nice. What about you, Damien?
I don't know if Rorschach will be in the story since he died in, the comics.
Yeah, he's still dead. That the artist confirms, but I think there might be like flashbacks or something.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
For Rorschach.
Or like if somehow because
Batman has Rorschach's journal.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, he'll probably like read or narrate or do something, and we'll probably get like a flashback scene.
And then Batman will start writing in it.
Goes back in time again or something like.
No, they're not going to do that.
Or they probably wouldn't do that.
Batman's journal. Who is this Rorschach
No.
character?
He ran so fast.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Just Batman's voice, and you don't even like hear like Rorschach's voice. It's just
my journal
Batman
now.
narrating.
Yeah, Rorschach's journal. He ran so fast.
He just
scribbles out all the.
He ran so far away.
That says Rorschach. Just put
too far.
Batman's journal.
Oh my gosh, I would not like. Oh, dude, it would be hilarious though. Just to make it like a gag reel, like maybe make it like a gag. Like I know some no comics have done that. Just like make fun of yourselves, and it would be hilarious.
Rorschach's journal. It's just a blank page.
Oh my gosh, parody.
I have a feeling that a major character could die at the end of the series, like a really major character, like top 5 popularity. But who knows?
No, I don't think they're gonna. If they would kill any character, it will be people from the main Justice League. I think.
I'm calling it Lois Lane, boys.
Wally West, we just got him back.
Or maybe Martian Manhunter will come back.
And then
and he will replace Cyborg on the Justice League.
Oh my gosh.
Or
Catwoman dies.
Or maybe, I think maybe Jessica Cruz will die.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever happened to New 52 Superman? Is he still dead?
No,
they merged. New 52 and New 52 Superman merged. So they have. So like he has. It's complicated. So he has like the Superman has like the history of New 52 Superman and also like the power of New 52 Superman, or the like
fucking like Logan, boys. X-Men Days of Future Past.
It's really complicated. It's hard to explain Superman Reborn in words.
Just go read it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I'll look it up on Comic Story.
I think we're done on the comic side. Oh, forgot. I forgot this like old Punisher Platoon or something like that. It's It's really good. I think he's like the writing team used to like write like those type of comics for the Punisher, and dude, they still got him, man. The comic was really really good, so I recommend Punisher Platoon. If you guys want to read that, it's really good. And yeah, I think that's it for the comics. We'll go to movie predictions for DC and Marvel, and then we'll wrap it up. DC, of course, Justice League. I'm gonna say they may show behind closed doors or to the public. Aquaman, I feel like that's getting closer and closer, and we get a high probability of seeing it, or maybe seeing like some of the poster images of it for Aquaman. I would like to see that. Other than that, for DC movies, yeah, I think that's it in terms of the DC slate that they would show. Maybe announce another like movie like director deal or something like that. Other than that, it's like the only directors I can see you announcing are for like what Flashpoint and I'm trying to think.
Man of Steel 2, probably.
Yeah, Man of Steel 2. That's about it in terms of big announcements for DC to show. Well, we'll go around and see if you guys agree with me and what you like to see for DC besides Justice League. Inspector.
I personally think we're just gonna get Justice League. I don't think we're gonna get anything else. I don't think they're gonna show Aquaman until either Justice League comes out or maybe Star Wars. So yeah, I think that's the only. I think we're only gonna get for trailers. I think we're only gonna get Justice League and maybe the Flash director and maybe a little bit more info on Shazam. Maybe like a casting for Shazam.
Okay, what about you, Taladio?
I agree with what Inspector just said. 100%. I think we're just gonna get, we're not gonna get anything big, possibly around. Maybe I'm just thinking, what about next year, like Comic-Con? There's a possibility then that we could get Shazam. Just saying. I mean, that could be the case.
Yeah, because Shazam doesn't
Doesn't come out till.
I know, but they'll have to announce it before they start filming because they start filming next summer.
Oh, so then we'll probably get something then bad. I'm gonna agree with what Inspector just said then with his state of what he said about Shazam. So,
all right. What about you, Marvel DC fan?
Yeah, I think like for the most part, it's pretty much just going to be Justice League. If they were going to show anything from Aquaman or anything like that, I'm sure it'll be just like a poster or something.
or
Not like a teaser or anything.
Or it'll just be something exclusive to New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like very small. For the most part, it's probably just going to be like the Justice League trailer, and like that's it.
Okay, what about you, Damon?
Probably I think we might get a little bit of footage from Aquaman. It'll be limited. Justice League trailer. Probably a little bit more info on upcoming DC movies. Not all of them, but maybe a little bit more info on Shazam and probably a director for Flashpoint. Not so sure about that, but probably.
All right. We'll go on Marvel. And they're probably do I want to say they're going to release another Thor trailer? Or I feel like from the batch that we got, granted, I don't watch TV spots because of my philosophy is you're just really trying to just spoil the movie for yourself. So I don't understand why you just go out of your way to see TV spots. What else? Possibly some Black Panther, maybe some posters for it. I'll do a bold prediction. It would be interesting if they'll follow through. Avengers Infinity War trailer. You know, I always say it, hoping for one day it'll come true, but it's never gonna come true.
But you know, Red Hood, it secretly came out
Oh
on
yeah,
the 29th. Just no one
did.
noticed.
Nah, dude, it was way there. It's like towards the ending of Inhumans. You know, you'll like find it in a split second. But nah, fucking humans, fuck that shit. If I wonder how people went through that show is beyond me. And they just waited. They were like, "Oh yeah, that Marvel Avengers Infinity War trailer is gonna happen." I mean, I should be rewarded for watching a shit show, right? Nah, fam.
What I think
It
is
ain't
that
happening.
they just recorded the whole thing like on their DVR and just skipped to the end of it.
That too.
Didn't watch any of it. Yeah.
But then they had to skim it though. That's still worse.
Yeah.
Well, not as worse, but you know. No, yeah, Avengers. I'm hoping. I just feel like it's gonna come out in November. Jimmy Fallon always gets everything. It's annoying.
No, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. I say Fallon. I always do that with them. Why are they all named Jimmy? Damn it.
Oh, Jimmy.
It's
just like Sabretooth in X-Men Origins.
Jimmy O'Brien.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
What else? Yeah. That's pretty much it. I think. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe some like Ant-Man and Wasp like posters too. Yeah, and maybe some like. I don't think they're gonna do any surprise announcements for like new movies. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with that stuff, and or do you disagree and want to crush my dreams about the Avengers trailer?
I disagree with Avengers.
Damn it.
I disagree too.
I disagree as well.
I feel like
on the inside.
I feel like they wouldn't do something like so high profile. Like I think what they should do, or like something I would do, is that I would show more of Black Panther. You know, just kind of get some of that out of the way before they do anything with Avengers. I mean, Avengers, they can wait till Thor Ragnarok comes out and then kind of show that off there, or around when Star Wars comes out. But like, I don't think they'll show it off at New York Comic Con.
Oh, should I include the Fox movies here?
Like, oh yeah, I mean, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, probably some more Deadpool 2.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Images.
Actually, I would like to see Deadpool. It's supposed to come out in the summer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but there's a X-Men movie supposed to come out before that.
Dark Phoenix.
New Mutants.
No, New Mutants.
Oh no, New Mutants. Oh shit, that's before. Oh wow. Damn, I'm out of the loop these days.
I think that's March or April.
Yeah, I think April or March. Yeah.
Dude, we haven't seen the trailer yet though.
I know.
There's nothing for.
All I know is Macy Williams from Game of Thrones is in that movie.
Yeah.
You got a Game of Thrones star, you got my attention, boys.
But you know, Humans had Game of Thrones.
Until you're disappointed.
That too. Listen, it has to be decent, okay? I love my boy Ramsey. I don't love him that much.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. You guys all said that. Also, what?
I said I think we need to get this wrapped up because we're going to get over.
I do want to say to the viewers though, they just recently announced, like about 5 hours ago, that Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a complete edition December 3rd. It's going to be coming up with all the DLCs, all the patches, New Game Plus, and the expansion pass, which still I don't think we've gotten a release date for that expansion for the game. I think it's supposed to be November. Don't take my word for it. I do want to say though, I love Horizon Zero Dawn. I've said it once, I believe, on the podcast. You guys should get it, especially if you haven't gotten it yet. Just kind of wait for the complete edition and get this.
Perfect Christmas present for me.
Exactly. All the DLCs. And
Yeah, if it
ahead.
is happening, I mean, it gives me an excuse to buy it.
Exactly.
What's that for?
What are you talking about? Like consoles or?
Yeah, console.
No, Horizon is
PS4.
PS4 exclusive.
PS4. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get on that, Teladi?
No, get that PS4.
You're pulling my strings. You're pulling my
There's not
strings.
pulling strings. Just do it.
No,
Shia LaBeouf's famous words.
Because it's better.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna, I'm gonna just start a flame war in the comments.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Can't believe nobody else made a Palpatine reference except me.
Do it. All right. So, we're gonna do our outros. I'll start mine first. Yeah, guys, you probably haven't seen. I've been posting. Dude, life is hard. You don't understand. I feel awful every single day. Not posting something. Okay, it's just school, work, homework, and it's not fun. I rather be doing YouTube, Twitch, and stuff like that than going. But you got to make a living somehow. I'm trying. Like I'm still like I have a couple videos, being made. I just haven't fully editing. Editing. Jeez, I don't know why I can't speak. Editing. Yeah. Damn it. Editing.
He's basically saying, "See you guys next month."
Yes. Oh shit. No, dude. Subscribers, don't do it. Just don't listen to him.
Do it anyway.
Damn. No, I'm doing some Spider-Man PS4 theories, and also the breakdown for a couple of the trailers, and also doing like a couple opinion pieces here and there, some rant videos. I have one for Death Note. I actually watched it. You can get to see more. I got a couple people I'm trying to collab with that I'm in talks with to do some videos. And I think you'll enjoy them if it happens. We're just talking in talks to do the video, and hopefully, it comes through and you guys will enjoy it. You guys are in for a treat if it happens. And other than that, stick with me, and I'll, be able to make some more content. Marvel DC fan, what are your future plans, and where can they find you?
Well, of course, you can find me on my YouTube channel, just Marvel DC Fan X99. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, you just follow me at Marvel DC Fan X99. I have a Facebook, but nobody cares about it. But if you want to check it out, it's just Marvel DC Fan on Facebook. And right now we're still doing Last of Us, and hopefully I can get some more streams and stuff out. I plan on doing a stream next Friday for a certain game if you pay attention to the date, so be on the lookout for that. And honestly, that's really it for what I have so far. So honestly, I'd love for you guys to check me out and subscribe, follow me, and yeah, guys, take care.
Damien, what are you doing, and where can they find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter at Damien Dangerous. I don't post anything on YouTube anymore. I just watch videos. So, yeah.
All right. Taladia, what is happening with your Twitch stuff, and are you still gonna do Twitch, or are you gonna do YouTube, or are you gonna do both? Because you're always going back and forth.
Okay, guys. So you guys firstly can find me on Twitter, which is at mtaladia. Also, guys, I am turning back to go back to Twitch. You guys can find me at twitch.tv/Taladia Plays. But I have taken a month off because I had to decide because of what Twitch is doing and the new affiliation program. But I'll explain that into the stream, and you guys will understand it when I do the stream then. But I am no longer doing videos at the moment on YouTube because there isn't anything I can really post on YouTube as of yet. But I will be doing YouTube when there is something big to happen, such as likes of Rocksteady. If they decide to announce something, I will post a video about that on YouTube. You guys will be the first ones to know about that on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Taladia Plays.
Yeah, and quick thing.
Go on.
Go follow him on Twitch. I want to do a plug-in for and say, guys, in the comment section below, let us know if you want Inspector to make a YouTube channel. I'm dying for an Inspector YouTube channel. I want those videos.
Or a Twitch channel.
Damn it, you ruined my idea for the poll on Twitter. Come on, man.
Yeah, Inspector, you guys to do it if they wanted.
I guess.
You guess.
I guess if I can find the time. I'm kind of busy.
I got you, man.
He's slowly pulling the knife out. Through the shit.
You're just twisting the knife.
Twisting that knife
deeper and deeper. God damn it.
No, like, dude, yeah, he has very interesting thoughts, even on Twitter, and I think he can do a great job. So, where can they find you, Inspector?
You can find me on Twitter at the Inspector, where I post weekly comic book reviews and also just random music that I like.
I see that. I see the music taste. Though, guys, yeah, follow him on Twitter. Say it in the comment section if you want Inspector to make a YouTube channel, and also tweet at him about it. It would be awesome to see.
One of us. One of us.
Exactly. Yeah, because everyone will be interested in your comic book reviews on Twitter and also YouTube format.
To be honest, I thought for Inspector, like YouTube would be the perfect platform for you.
Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, that's going to be a wrap for us, guys. So until episode 12, which will be next week, which will be discussing about the Justice League, trailer. I haven't finished yet. Justice League trailer, the Thor Ragnarok, and everything related in the New York Comic Con stuff. So that's the Red Overlevel podcast signing off.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
See you guys.